Wednesday, everyone. Yes, I'm driving, and I say everyone as if anybody's going to even see this, but just got off work. It is 5:30. I'm supposed to get off work at 4:30, but it was a pretty good day for the most part. I'm anxious to be able to start wearing my contacts again. Also anxious to be able to get back to working out. Gotta find my infinity hoop. But mental health is a funny thing. And not funny like haha or funny like queer. But it's like some days you're good, I'm good. Some days I'm good, I'm happy, I'm content. And then there's other days where I'm just over it. I'd be happy to just check out and be done. But then I leave unanswered questions and heartache for those who love me the most. And sometimes that's difficult to figure out because, see, growing up my entire life, I was always a people pleaser. Like, I had to do whatever it took to make sure that people liked me, to make sure I was accepted, I've never been accepted. I mean, realistically, I've never been accepted by anybody. Because for a very long time, I didn't even know who I was as a person. And that took a lot of work, stuff that I'm still working on, with shadow work, being that annoying toddler, asking all the whys. And that invokes something in you, and that starts digging into some scars that you may not even know that you had. I know I didn't. I read a book called The Beautiful Mind. I think that's what it was. And one of the things that I learned from that book was to think of yourself, your mind, your emotions, everything as like a town. Sorry, my moon and crystals keep swinging into view. But all the things you were told not to be, don't be loud, don't be nosy, don't be mouthy, etc., etc. Those parts of your life, you have to sort of give them a name, if you will, like nosy Nancy, loud Lisa, whatever. But you basically invite them back into your village. There's a good reason to be nosy sometimes. There's a good reason to be loud sometimes. So these are all things that were relinquished and relegated to the outside of the town walls, if you will. And that is your shadow self. What you have to do is acknowledge those parts of yourself, acknowledge that those parts are valid, very much valid, and have a value, even if you don't understand right now. But I went as far as to write a letter to, like, loudmouth Lisa and say, look, you're valid. There's a good reason for you to be loud. Maybe not all the time, or not even frequently. And I had a therapist that told me that would cause me dissociation. And it doesn't. It hasn't. Not for me. For some people, maybe it will. It doesn't for me. For me, visualization works phenomenally. And it sort of puts a face to the name, even though I made up a face. God, I hope that sounds normal. Well, I mean, really, what's normal? It's what works for me. It is what it is. That's what works for me. And I work with that. So I wrote letters to those parts of me that I wasn't supposed to be. And that got me to a point that I never thought I would get to. A point that I didn't even know existed, realistically. Because this was a point where I accepted myself. I accepted myself fully. There are still parts of myself that I don't like, but they're there. And I'm in what I call my villain era, my feminist rage era. This is who I am. I'm unapologetic about it. And if you don't like it and you think I'm too much, then go find less. It's shitty that it took me till my mid to late 40s to figure that out. I wish I would have figured it out earlier. But the point is that I did figure it out. So, I guess my takeaway today is don't give up on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Sit down and ask the whys. I feel anxious today. Why? I don't know. Why? Because I haven't thought about it. Why? Because it's difficult. Why? Because it's painful, etc. And there are days where I just kind of have to keep asking myself why, to try and figure out what it is about that triggers me. Me and all my putty self. People that worked with me when I worked at Pittsburgh International Airport would tell you that you'd be hard pressed to see me without putty in my hands. But I guess that's considered a stim. Maybe I'm on the spectrum some. I think that autism spectrum is a topic for another day, but I think it is like the new evolution, the next evolution of humans, because there is a podcast called the Telepathy Tapes where they talk about kids that are autistic and adults, but people that are on the spectrum that meet on the hill. They call themselves non-speakers. They use letterboards and stuff like that to communicate, of course, but they don't verbally speak. And if you get a chance, check out that podcast, the Telepathy Tapes. I know it's on Spotify for sure, but I'm sure it's anywhere you can listen to your podcasts. So, but again, takeaway from today is take that time, spend that time with yourself, focus on your mental health, and just be kind. Give yourself some grace. More than likely, other people are willing to do that, but until they show you that, you don't know. So, do it for yourself. And in the long run, practice. It takes daily practice. But happiness is achievable.